Right. With the modern things that are coming up. And I think you people are in the right position to do that. Right? You people are following a very futuristic approach here at 3G Psychology program, right? So you all can inspire. So it is great. It needs rebranding. We need more of practical approach. Do you think that somewhere, not 100%, but we are moving towards that with the new policies coming up, with government taking initiative? At least can we say that we are on the progressive side of the curve?
Yes, ma'am, with the policies like that.
Bottom.
Right? Yeah.
But ma'am, the policies aren't being implemented as such as they are required to be.
Yeah.
The policies
So
aren't being
plan is one,
implemented.
implementation is another thing. Yeah, definitely. So that is what all the hopes are now, that the implementation should be, in the same enthusiastic manner like planning happened. Right? So that is what the focus is now. But at least what I am trying to say is we can say that we are on the positive side of the curve. We are on the progressive side. There are people, there are young enthusiasts who are understanding that we need a change. Not only that, and they are coming forward and working for it. They want to take initiatives, right? You go on Twitter handles of all the Ministry of Education, whether that's UGC, whether that's MOE, all the platforms, students are coming up and saying stuff. They are opening up, right? They are giving alternatives, not just complaining, they are giving alternatives. So that is a futuristic approach, and that is how it should be. So at least what we can say is, from how it used to be earlier talked about, that when we talk about Indian education system, it is something clumsy. It is something, that's rigid. At least what we can say is that we are moving from rigidity to flexibility. A bit, right? That is what we can say. So when we look at the whole educational structures, as I said, we are, in terms of what boards we have in India, it is divided into two parts. One is we have the system, the boards which are run by the government of India. Then we have a private board, Indian board itself, the council, right? And then we have two most famous boards in India, which are international boards. So this is how the educational structure at the moment is, distributed. And whichever the central boards are there, they are ruled by MOE. So MOE, till the last year, it was talked about, it was called as MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development. In the beginning, like at the time of the establishment, it was MOE, but then the Rajiv Gandhi government had changed it to MHRD. And now when we introduced the new education policy, the government, they renamed it as MOE. So what MOEs, it's distributed into main two aspects. One is the Department of Secondary Education and Literacy. Another is the Department of Higher Education. And the Department of Secondary Education and Literacy, what they are trying to do is they are trying to look into the K-12 sector and whatever activities are related to that. The Higher Education Department looks into the university level programs. This is how currently the MOE's basic structure is going. If we talk about a bit about the education minister, can somebody tell me who is the current education minister of India? We are talking about Indian education system.
At least last year, I don't know, last year it was Ramesh Pokhriyal.
Yeah. So Mr. Ramesh Pokhriyal, he was the education minister, but in July 2021 itself, he resigned saying that he had health issues. And now we have Mr. Dharmendra Prasad. He has taken up from July 2021. So the reason I brought up this question was, it's not just you people, but many people are unaware of this, right? And we say that we need change in education. We say that we are not happy, but at the same time, even to some extent, we fall back when it comes to keeping us updated with what's happening in education and with the ministry. Because as far as if we talk about India and the central board, see why it is more important to talk about the state and the central boards, because majority of my students are studying there. Agreed? International boards are there for sure, no doubt. They are giving quality educations, but we all know that they are still growing. The number of international boards are still schools, they are still less. Majority of our students are studying in central and state boards. So it is really, really important that we know that which are the governing bodies, right? Which are taking care of the state and the central boards. State boards is simple. Every state is having its own board and they have their own bodies like Maharashtra board, Madhya Pradesh board, Andhra Pradesh. They are taking the leads for now. They are the ones who are the topmost state boards, and all the other boards are trying to follow them, right? And what they are trying to do is now they are also trying to bring up the NCERT curriculum into their textbooks and everything. They have a very local and very regional approach, but they are trying to at least work on the curriculum part. And most of the boards you might be aware of, as I talked about, Maharashtra board is there. And there are other boards, they have already starting implementing these things, that we will be providing NCERT level of curriculum and we will try to at least match with the CBSE curriculum. So that is one thing with state boards, and their structure is very simplified. They have 2 board exams. One happens in 10th, one happens in 12th. The syllabus is also not very rigorous. Accordingly, the fee structure and affordability is also taken care of. So all the students who are looking for, staying in the same city, same locality, they will be looking into state boards, and majority of the students. I would like to ask you all here, all the people sitting here, from which boards have you studied or got exposure, maybe through your cousins or anything?
Maharashtra.
CBSE.
Studied with Rajasthan board.
Rajasthan board, great.
Yeah, me too, Rajasthan.
Haryana board.
Yes. Okay, great. So do you think that the kind of education you got, and today these international boards have, Sakshi is also from CBSE board, great. And today these international boards have come up. Do you think that you're lacking at some place, or do you think that you could cope up? You could sail through?
I think I don't know about now in India, but my kids study abroad in international school and all IB curriculum. There is a big difference. We completely lack the confidence to talk about more than a limited subject. That's the biggest problem. But also, having said that, I mean, I did my school a long time back, so that has changed. My same school where I went to in Ajmer is much more different now than it was 20-25 years back. So there is change, but still not as much as it should be to come up to a certain level, I feel. I think the exposure is very limited in the state board curriculums.
Definitely. The exposure is limited. There are limited subjects they are, given to students, limited options they have. And that is where I think state boards lack the most, as you correctly said. But as we also discussed earlier, that maybe with the NEP, if it gets implemented correctly, they have been focusing a lot on the bringing vocational education. They have been bringing a lot of focus on the technical education. So if all these things go through, maybe we can bridge the gaps there as well, right? Anybody, any other views if you have? So ma'am suggested that, their kids have been studying from the international boards, but she was from a CBSE or a state curriculum, so she can gauge the difference. Anyone else has any other views? Or if you have met 2 students from different boards, one from international and one from state or CBSE?
Ma'am, I think, ma'am, the boards will continue to change their over the time. So if I am studying or I would have been studying in the past, my younger sister or younger brother would surely surpass me at some point of the time at the earliest stage of it.
Yes, definitely.
So that's about the time.
True.
It's
I
about,
don't
and
think
do you
it's-
think the technology is playing a role in that?
Yes, ma'am, surely, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Definitely.
A very
Surely,
big
right?
part of it.
But also one positive point about technology, that it's unbiased. I can take advantage of it if I work
Yes, ma'am.
hard.
I
even
need
if,
to update myself to
Right.
be as a cope up with them. I do have to cope up with them.
Right. And we can, what I'm trying to say here is, yeah, Nishita, go ahead.
So I have a difference between SSC and ICS. So
Right.
I was from SSC, my friend was from ICSC, but she already knew concepts that we were just studying out.
Right.
We
Right.
always had that. Then there is also a difference I see with my younger sibling. She's very small. She's just 7 years old, and
Okay.
there is no school. Okay, there is just no school now. Right now, she's just gone into first standard, and she knows concepts about gravity at this age, and she's studying about all of that, which is something you would have not seen if she was gone. If she had gone to a regular school, regularly going to school for hours.
Right.
There is a difference in that. They're adapting to technology as well.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Technology is certainly playing a great role, because what point I was trying to make here is YouTube teaches half the things. That's so true, Irfana. YouTube does teach half the things. And the point, like when I will be coming ahead on the, other boards that we are discussing, like when we see the Cambridge board, Cambridge International Examination, the subject options are itself 70. When we talk about the Cambridge International Board, they have 70 different subject options to select from. That is being divided in 5 groups. If someone knows someone who is studying in that, and if in that also what they have done is, if I pick up something, I have to pick up 7 subjects. So I'm just briefly going through this structure of the Cambridge International Examination Board. There are 70 subjects at my exposure. I need to be choosing 7 subjects, and they're divided in 5 groups broadly. So you can say one is language, another is, humanities.
Anupama. Okay. There's not only 70 subjects, there's almost 105 subjects. Okay. And it's not compulsory for them to select 7 subjects.
Minimum 7 is the requirement.
Minimum 3. Minimum 3. Minimum 3 subjects.
You're talking about
Can you hear
Cambridge
me?
International. Yeah, I can hear you. Cambridge International.
Yeah, I'm talking about IGCSE Cambridge board. Okay.
Right.
And minimum 3 subjects any child can take, and for that 3 also they have board exam twice in a year. So each child can opt for. Okay, schools don't promote it. That's why they don't show it. If you go to their website, you'll find it. Minimum 3 subjects they can study, and they can pass out the class. 11, 12 also. That also they can take subjects of their choice. Okay.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the best part is
Right.
they have 3 board exams, so they can appear 1 subject in 1 board exam, second in 2nd board exam, 3rd in 3rd board exam. That's flexible they are.
Is this happening in the Indian education structure as well?
Very much.
Indian schools? Okay.
Yes, very much. Go to
Okay.
any IGCSE school.
Right.
If as a parent you are aware, or if as a teacher if you are aware, speak to the coordinator, they'll tell you. Because they want to promote school in such a way, because they made it competitive world. So, in the name of ACE certificate, they say that, if you do 5 subjects, if you do 7 subjects or 11 subjects. One of my students, he did 11 subjects, okay, just because he wanted to utilize the opportunity of writing board exams twice in a year, right?
Okay.
So he did 11 subjects.
Right.
Okay, so it's, school don't promote it because they cannot hire so many teachers.
Right.
There is
Right.
constraint.
And
There's infrastructure constraint.
Okay. Just has this minimum 3 subjects criteria came recently?
No. It's there since 5-7 years. At least I know since 7 years.
Okay, because maybe the
Yes.
schools I am in touch with, they are following this, that they have 70 subjects at least exposure, and they need to be picking up one subject from the 5 groups, and the other 2 they can choose. And there it is divided in terms of core curriculum and extended curriculum. So they can have a grade
which
point.
school you are associated with? Which school you are associated with?
It's GD Goenka.
GD Goenka. So there must be subject coordinator, there must be exam coordinator. Please have a word with them. Okay. Is it written? It's very much available. This information is very much available on their site.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you can also check that. That's what I'm saying. So what they have is
Ma'am,
they have.
I have students who have done it. I got it done this year itself. I can also show you the results, and you can combine your 11th, 12th board exam. There's so many things which schools don't inform parents because they don't, they are not capable because they don't have that kind of infrastructure or number of teachers to cater to this need. That is the biggest challenge, and that's why schools don't promote this. Otherwise, all these rules are written on their website, cie.org. You will find it yourself. You don't need me. Okay, I'm no one to inform. Okay, but try finding out. This is the minimum subject, 3 subjects of your choice. There's no constraint of subject.
Okay. 3 subjects, are you talking in all or per group? Because there we must
If you want, I'll give you the number of, I'm right now in Hyderabad. I know all IGCSE schools from Mumbai. Okay, I know GD Goenka school. I mean to say, the students who did it, she did it from, what is the name of the school? Santa Maria. Go to Santa Maria site, you'll get it. If you want, I'll give you the coordinator's number. I'll give you the school counselor's number. You can have a word with them and you can confirm it.
Right. So you're trying to say that they are doing it, that minimum 3, because even in what I am not trying to absorb is, even if we take any state board schools, right? Let's say even CBSE or even a state board school, there is a requirement of having minimum 5 to 6 subjects compulsory. Voluntarily, you can take a board. Right. And now you're trying to show us that they have constraints in terms of infrastructure and resources. That's what you, that's
This constraint, Anupama, what you're talking about for state board, CBSE and ICSE has fixed number of subjects, right? Maximum 12 to 15. Most of the schools offer only science or maximum commerce, and there are few schools who offer humanitarian. Okay,
right.
But IGCSE has this, already included in their syllabus part and subject selection part to make students' life easy.
Okay. And what about IB board then? How many subjects in your opinion?
IB board don't have that choice that you can make only 3 subjects. IB's working style and pattern is completely different. It has no connection with IGCSE. Okay.
No, definitely.
You need to have 7 to 8.
Yes.
Actually,
yes.
IB has 9 subject combination. You need to have HL, you need to have SL, and then there are like, CC activity, and there are other things. Okay.
Yeah. In the core, they have theory of knowledge, extended essay, and then creativity.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
Activity
so what
service.
happens? That is completely different thing. That is completely different scenario. That IB works for the students who are actually enthusiastic towards learning.
Right.
But this work and this society has all sorts of students. So IGCSE is a beautiful thing. Anywhere in this world you can study from anywhere you can write the exam. Okay. And the best part is IGCSE even supports homeschooling.
Right. No, definitely they are there. Also in IGCSE, there are 2 types. When we are talking about 9th and 10th grade, there are GI O level and there is IGCSE. Okay. So they have 2 patterns. In GI levels, they have rigorous syllabus and they have a limited options available. So some schools follow that O level, GI O level, where the requirements are different.
10th is called O level.
Right,
O-level
right,
is
definitely.
every school has O-level because they have to have 10.
Yeah, that's under, I am understanding that it is a 2 years program. When they complete that 9th and 10th, that is when they bring up the O-level thing. But in
That is
IGCSE,
O-level.
by CIE also, there are 2 types of streams available. That's what I'm trying to say. Like in IB, there is a availability. A student can go for, when they have to choose 6 subjects, they will either, they have to pick 3 subjects of a standard level, 3 subjects of a higher level, right? In this, what we are talking about, CIE, they have 2 types of curriculum.
Like you're talking about core and standard. You're
That is
talking
within-
about core and standard. Okay.
Right, right.
Core is for the student who cannot cope with the subject and they have taken it. Standard is the subject. Now, if you see this year, CBSE also has done something same. Basic and standard. They did not name it core. They named it basic
Basic
and
standard.
core. Okay, so it's the same thing. Okay, standard is little higher where your entire syllabus is completed. Core is with the same portion, you will have easiest sum. So you're not out of touch of the topic, but you don't need to go to the extreme of application of formulas and things like that.
Right, right.
Okay, the same thing happens with 11th and 12th also. Like A and AS level, it's the same thing. You can have core or you can have standard. Like if suppose I'm studying math, okay, and my math is not very good, but I want to study math during 11th and 12th. So I'll opt for core because I know I cannot
Right.
score well.
Definitely,
I
definitely.
don't need to study the entire 100% portion. Just by studying 60% portion, I can still complete my 11th standard happily that I have math included
Yes.
in my subject. Okay.
Yes, definitely,
Same thing
definitely
happens
that
with
is right.
12th also.
I'm sorry
Yes.
to interrupt. Can I interrupt, please? I'm very confused with the conversation you're having.
No,
Same,
because
same. I
my
feel lost.
to my knowledge,
I'm
because
sorry.
minimum 3 they can have for some students, as I said, some lower grade students, and minimum 7 to 6 subjects is the requirement. That is up to my knowledge. As ma'am is mentioning it here, that there are schools which are following minimum 3. So I would definitely have to look into that. Only then I can say. But as per my knowledge, it is 6 to 7. And then I would, maybe speak with Irfana about it, and she will convey it to you, whatever it is, or the student coordinator, whoever reached out to me. So yeah, but as per my knowledge, it is still 6 to 7, because even if it is an international board, if it is the CISCE, the Council for Indian School Certificate
The reason
Education.
to interrupt you was only this because this is the latest thing. Okay, just I got it done
That's what I asked
for one of my students.
It
That's
is-
why I told you the name of the school, and I can even give you the information and pass on the contact number, and you can have you can get verified
I'm
and
denying
validate the information.
that point. No, I'm not denying. That's why I asked you whether it is quite latest, the information that you're providing, or it has been there for quite a long. So you said that I am being, knowing about it since 7 years, but that's okay.
I know.
There
Yeah,
can
I
be-
know it since 7 years because I had a student from Germany. Okay, he had blood cancer and he was for the treatment in India. So I was taking care of his O levels, and again he did the same thing in his case. I told you about math, core, and standard thing. In his case, he opted for, through the treatment, he opted for math core because he never wanted to leave math.
Right.
So, I'm not talking from anywhere, information which I did not personally do it. I have done it, and that's why I mentioned it.
No, that's all right. I'm not at all denying what you're saying. I was just saying that this is what, in my knowledge, it happened, and anybody can be wrong. We are free to be wrong and right here. So this is one thing which we will clear
You're
out.
not wrong. You're not wrong. I just added to your information. I did not say that you're wrong. I just added this information to your whatever you wanted to say to that. Nothing else.
Sure.
No, you're not
Okay.
wrong.
We
Yeah.
will this thing, worked out definitely. And yeah, okay, let's come back to having further discussions about, in this aspect also. I also wanted to ask, as I started by, talking about that you are psychology students, and today we are talking about education. And I hope you all and I, as a counselor, we definitely understand that psychology is very much crucial in education, right? But it's still not that much highlighted. Do you agree with me? It's the value of it is at least in Indian education system, because right now
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
talking about Indian education system, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So where do you think that if we give more focus, more importance to psychology, can we bridge some gaps in education which are happening currently in the education system?
Yes, ma'am. The unequal imbalance can be covered with the evaluation.
Right, we can do that. Also, what more things can you suggest that can be done, and what do you think that, why it is not being given so much importance, and why it is actually really important?
I think the prime factor would be the money. The school doesn't want to
Okay,
spend that kind of money on a psychologist, and
right.
it's
They
just
don't want to
being
hire
wasted
a
of time.
psychologist.
And in
Correct.
India, the results are more of a trademark for them. So they used to display student as a trophy for their results, not for their
Right.
mental health or their issues or extracurricular activities.
Also, awareness. I think there is not that much awareness yet
Sure.
about the importance of having a psychologist or a counselor in school.
Correct. This is we are talking about giving counseling to students, right? This is we are talking about having psychology's use in terms of counseling students. Tests like psychometric test offered by schools or government, yes, definitely. Also, do you know that when we go through a B.Ed curriculum, all the teachers who are, the compulsory for government education, in the B.Ed curriculum, psychology is being taught in every semester, even at the teacher's level, no matter which subject that I'm teaching, right? I need to understand child psychology. Do you agree with this or not? It still
Yes, ma'am.
it still does not get highlighted. Even the teachers know the importance of it. And don't you think that even the higher authority level that we are talking about, whether we are talking about education ministers, whether we are talking about at the administration level, even they should be exposed to the psychology side of it, at least some basics? Because starting from designing the curriculum of any kind of structure to going on to implementation, it is very important that entire thing should be student centric, right? That is what we have been talking about in 21st century education, in 21st century learning. So from that grassroots level, what I am trying to show you here is that not just after, just psychology shouldn't be just one part, that I had a psychologist in my school as a counselor for my students. Right from designing the curriculum to coming up with policies at every level, can you see that how psychology is very important? How much students can take, how much can't they take? What all diversification we need to give them, and in which format, in which aspect, right? Also, as a part of NEP, they have been trying to do this. They have been trying to bring up, guidance centers in all the schools. Counseling, they have been making mandatory. But as we have been talking, that it is important that this should be implemented correctly. Most of they have been working on that we will remove the boards, right? We will be removing 10th board. It will just be after 12th. So they are trying to reduce the pressure. But somewhere there are still loopholes. Some people, like when they came up with the decision of passing everybody till 8th grade. What is your say on that? One aspect was, okay, it is going to remove pressure. But what did it happen? What did actually happen?
I think it is all of a sudden you're putting the pressure on the kid till 8, you're just like not taking it seriously, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh my god, how do I deal with this? Because abhi tak to ho raha tha. So I think it's just all of a sudden everything you're bombarding the kid with, like boards and prelims
Science
and
day, right? Yeah, exactly. So till 8th, you're just taking it very lightly because you thought that it was going very stressful, correct? But then in 9th grade, they have to go through all that pressure. And that is too much for them because now they are not used to that.
No consistency.
No consistency. So the decisions somewhere that in Indian education system that are being taken by the government, there are some loopholes. Not all the aspects. This is also a psychological aspect, don't you think? They tried to reduce the pressure till 8th grade, but why didn't you think about the 9th grade? Why didn't you think that how will they cope up further? Right? So what one thing which we can take from international boards is, as I have been talking about the IB board, or we have been talking about the Cambridge board, they have 2 levels, right? They have 2 levels. IB is having standard and higher, and Cambridge calls it core and extended. So the student will get grades according to that. If I am opting for a core, then I will get those kind of grades. If I'm opting for extended, it will cover everything that's there in core, and then we will go for the extended stuff. So flexibility is given. Do you think that we can implement that in the state boards and central boards as well? That kind
ma'am.
of flexibility that should be there, right? That is how small things which we can pick up from these international boards. And why do you think that the exposure is not much in state and CBSE board schools? Why not being offered as much variety as international boards are offering?
State board,
The curriculum, it is curriculum hasn't changed, and the curriculum hasn't changed.
Bang on. We haven't evolved with the time. Earlier, it was okay to be confined. Now it's not okay to be confined because it's global exposure, especially in this digital era, right? Especially in this time when I am competing almost with the entire world, correct? We have to evolve. We need to give more exposure. So all these things, they need to be brought from at least the nuances needs to be understood, that why international board is charging so much and why everybody is running behind that. Getting international exposure, and when I'll complete my 11th, 12th from international board, it will be easier for me to, get in the universities abroad. That's logical. Because the board that I'm studying in, that board is followed by 100+ countries across. So definitely that's going to happen, that it's going to make me easy. The workload is so that it is making me at an international level, right? That is why the international boards, they give you that kind of infrastructure, they give you that kind of resources, and they charge from you likewise, right? But when we come to the state and central boards, as I said in the beginning itself, that it is very important that when we are talking about education system in India, everybody will talk about, okay, these are the state boards, this is the central board, these are the international board. That's it. This is different, this is different. Okay, but what do we need to learn? What do we need to tell our students? If a student coming from pan-India, they don't have the exposure for the international board, or they don't have the finance if their parents. So should we just, tell them that, what, the lags which you faced, right? The lags which we can see, okay? We can see that there are different lags. As Nishita said that, what I was studying, my cousin had already studied that, correct? This is what we all have experienced. But as today's generation, what I believe is we need to be solution oriented. And each time we bring up the topic of education system in India, we have to look at all the students. Tomorrow, if any one of you may be going into the teaching field, right? You will have exposure to students. Even if you're not going to the teaching field, even if you're discussing it with any students, you're bringing up the point of education system. What your intention should be, is to give the student the ways how they can come at par with all the boards. That will require extra efforts from their side, right? Even if you, Nishita, or anybody, you studied from a state board, but my question earlier as was, do you think that you lagged at that time, but eventually you just, covered up that gap. How did you cover up that gap? You covered up that gap by taking extra efforts by yourself, right? You must have taken, and now we have been exposed to so much through online platforms. We have certifications. There is literally nothing through this. There is nothing which we can't explore, right? I can explore everything. I can explore all the fields going beyond what my curriculum is providing me, correct? So that is what we need to guide our students. And the government on its self, I believe they are taking some efforts to, at least try to make it holistic. Like in NEP, they have said that after 5th standard, they will be making vocational education mandatory. So as one of you had told that, one of the loopholes is that we are not practical. Whereas whenever we are looking at the Indian boards, they lack practicality. So vocational education is very important. And if that is being taught since the childhood itself, since the early ages, that I get to, learn about the skill that I want to develop in the curriculum itself, it's good, right? So these are the things which we can, as future, maybe psychologists, teachers, counselors, this is what we need to understand, that we have to focus on making all our students holistic. We need to be providing them with the alternatives. And as I said, that because of the digital era, we are very connected to all the people in the higher authorities itself. I'm not saying that if I'm going to post on Twitter, a comment on Twitter, then it is going to be worked out. But the fact is that people are coming in front, students are talking about it, they are giving suggestions. Today or tomorrow or at some point, the difference will come, right? They will be heard at some point of time. What are the alternative solutions, or what are more solutions which you people can suggest, which we can bring up to bridge the gap which we are seeing in Indian education system? What is it that can be done? Maybe that can be, making something a bit more similar, less biased, the entire.
Yeah, I think that now as a system only, this is what I was thinking long time back as well, that you shouldn't be having CBSE and you shouldn't be having 10 different boards, because that is not a child's choice. That I did not choose. That's what my parents put me in, right? Like I did not have education. So I feel that as a country, we need to kind of break the, you just need to come up with one platform, and that one platform should give you enough opportunity. Because me as a psychology student, till 10th standard, I had no exposure, and then I joined arts, and that's where the first time I met a girl who came from an IB board, and then she said, ये क्या सिखा रहे हैं, ये तो हमने कब का किया है. And even when she was in first and second year, she like, I did this long back in school. And I was like, what, are you serious? And that's where I felt that, she had an upper hand in that. And it's not that I'm saying कि मुझे problem or something like that. Everybody, maximum people, we got there. But the point being is that I took a random I just randomly chose psychology with my own research. I did not actually have some education for that. So I think we need to have that kind of exposure. But yeah.
Right. So we need to have some uniformity. Like, okay, provide the similar kind of facilities and amenities to everybody, have levels in that. That is what we can have, right? As we are seeing in international boards, based on the capabilities of the students, bring up the different levels, right? Maybe if you have to do that. And as Kenan also correctly said, that go with the most proven and most effective methods ahead. That is also a very good suggestion. Anything else which you can think of, or anything which you would also like to highlight? Also, one difference which we see here in Indian education system, that there is a lot of bias in the careers. some careers are too hyped, and some careers they have, like, they still don't get that kind of recognition. Is that true? Have you ever faced that? Or do you think that that is changing? I can also see as a counselor, personalized learning, right? So Nishita, what you're trying to say, that we should focus more on personalized learning, like I should take responsibility for myself, right?
No, like if a child is in a school and
Right.
there are some strong points that he has in academics, you can work more on them rather than working on his weaker points,
Right.
so that
So
he
we
is
should
better
have,
at something he's good at already.
Ma'am, the teacher does also plays a great role in education system. So we have to update teachers as
as
they
well.
go as they go on. Like we cannot have that same kind of 30 years of experience than giving the for a 20-year-old like
Do
a
you think
50.
that is a loophole also, that in teaching
Yes,
field,
ma'am.
if I
Like if
approved it at 20, I will be there at 60, and if I'm not
I
upgrading,
hated maths because of my teacher. Because
right.
I hated math because of my teacher. I didn't understand it anything, and I think if I would have been with a different teacher with a different approach, I would have really excelled in it.
And maybe a teacher who is more, of my age group, maybe some years
Yeah,
experience, like they do in corporates, that they bring in, or they at least force you to stay updated.
actually,
In
there's a
teaching
fresh
field,
approach
it happens that
every
till
year.
60, I'm not going to retire. If I'm going to get placed in a government school tomorrow at
Like
25 or 26, I won't get retired till 60. I will be there. So it is my responsibility to
yes,
be
ma'am. They also
updated.
pass the bias and the prejudice of their societal and their background towards also the student towards. It kind of get the background backward thinking towards like about the caste and these kind of things also seems to happen because of this kind of thing.
Seems to
So a
happen.
fresh approach is needs to be there, like a fresh
Then if we
start or
are
something.
bringing up the
Their
point of,
tests,
go ahead, go
there
ahead.
should be some tests about for the teachers, and there should be psychologists for the teachers also about the way of their thinking, and like there should be
Yeah.
tests for teachers also.
Right. So as I told you, in the BA teacher training, they do go through psychology training. I have personally went through the curriculum. They do go through all the levels of psychology that is needed. Now, how much they take up and how much they implement, it's on individual point. And one more thing,
That's
which
why,
you
ma'am, the teachers needs to be assessed as
yes. Now, the CBSE, they have came up with one more test, CTET. That's an entrance test they have made mandatory for the teacher, getting selected as well. Till now, it was just B.Ed. No tests were there. But I think to some extent, even how the tests are made, that also need to be evaluated and changed and updated. They are also quite theoretical, and that's what
like
we are beginning.
the hardest exam in India is UPSC, I think.
Right.
And in the UPSC, there are all about history, facts, and constitution knowledge. So
Correct.
when my friend was studying its history, so I just asked him, "But why पढ़ क्यों रहा है यार ये तो लेकिन ये Google पे मिल जाएगा तेरे को. Why are you studying this?" So it's really not logical enough to
Correct.
be
Correct.
at that point
So
of
it's
time.
not evolved. That's what we are trying to
Yes.
say here at
Yes.
every moment. Right.
Like you need a lesson from that part of story. You can take that lesson and go on. And you not need to mug up
So
that kind of
constant
things.
evaluation is needed.
Yes,
Constant evaluation and then changing things accordingly.
yes, ma'am.
Right?
Like the
Yeah.
best part of it.
Constant action is also needed. And do you think that we need more more youth people in the education field? Because
Yes, ma'am.
it is as you told about teaching, it's a very commonly said thing कि उसको जिसको कोई और job नहीं मिलता है, they become teachers. I think everybody have heard this, right? It is very rare that if you are a person and your first choice is teaching, so people would be like, "अरे क्यों कोई और job नहीं मिला?" Don't you think that
hard for a
mindset
passion.
also needs to be changed?
And to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
honest,
That are
this is such a bad conception because your entire country is running just because of that teacher's knowledge. I mean, what you are in the end is what it's coming from. But then, even being from one of the best schools in Pune or whatever, I still thought that what I got or the kind of things that I was taught other than the subject. I mean, it makes an impression on you. I'm not just talking about education system, but their kind of thoughts or the way they used to call you or the way you were made to feel back in school. It
Yes.
still stays, and that
It
is what.
stays.
Even though I want to become a teacher, I will never want to be a teacher. It's
Yeah.
they don't do justice to the job, number one. And number two, about the youth wala part, I agree, but I also don't agree. It's fine, whatever about their age, but I think every 2 years, each teacher also should have like a evaluation system where they are kind of reporting to somebody because,
Or maybe they can
yeah,
also
because
do some trainings.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Can you please mute everybody else? Maybe then my voice will. Am I audible now?
You're audible, but you're very, very,
Low. Okay. Now,
Yeah,
is it
now
better? Yeah.
yes, yes.
So maybe as I was saying, like corporates also, even teachers, like, as you said, at an interval of 2 years or 3 years, they can be put through some trainings as well for upgradation of their knowledge and the current recent trends. This can also be an alternative. Devika ma'am wanted to say something.
I just wanted to say how much ever I love this international curriculum, but I do miss the structure we had in our traditional learning or in school. So I won't say I would completely go with the new age learning. I still really miss my kids. I wish they had a textbook or a proper structure or little bit, a fear or a sense of responsibility to, they just walk to school without the bag or anything, but I'm not bothered. So I do think that lacks. It makes them
And does weight explains the botherness of the study? Like if they don't have the weight on their shoulder, does it
They
imply
don't have
that
the
they're not
weight.
studying?
Yes, exactly. But
So
what I
good,
see is,
no?
when you do the traditional way, I was not a favorite of the teachers. I was a very naughty kid, and also I was scared. But now that I'm a mother, I feel it should be a balance between the traditional teaching and a bit of this, where the kids are not scared going to school, but they should have some sense of responsibility. Now they are like, okay, we'll do it, just Google it. And also international school, it's very limited knowledge. They just Google the first few things. It's not in-depth knowledge. What I would say we would have done, or with the traditional, I do feel both have loopholes, and I think a balance would be better, which I don't know how to find. But
Yeah.
I do miss the traditional structure.
That's what the first person who spoke, I'm sorry, I didn't see the same. They talked about having uniformity. Take the nuances and the good things. And as Kenan also said, take the proven things from
Yes.
both the aspects.
Yeah.
Keep it rigid, right? That this is complete, this is what structure is government, and this is international. Take the best from both, and then
Exactly.
it is something which we can be working towards, right? That is how. Yes.
Many
So yeah,
private
we got quite a good suggestion. Yeah, go ahead.
private organizations and schools are culminating whichever they are having a board because they have to give a certificate under a board like CBSE or state board, but they have their own curriculums which encourage students to indulge in extracurricular activities and lifestyle activities. Many schools are coming up with such kind of activities.
Correct. That's so true. And this is how it will change. Then if it works for one school or a group of school, then people can follow that. They can also try to implement. And as somebody mentioned about teachers being important, here is one more question which I want to ask. That do you think that teachers should be present at the administration, at taking higher decisions, at the level of higher decisions? Because teachers, they
No.
don't.
In what sense?
Yeah, ma'am, they need to
Decisions in
have
what
their
sense,
point of
though?
view at the table when they are being questioned. Like they are the part of the for whole education. So their point of view is also necessary for the education system to flourish.
They should be given a bit more importance and bit more roles and responsibilities, even from the grassroots level. Even when we are developing the curriculum, they have a say, but that is still very, on a shallow level. Just for the sake of saying you are, as a teacher, considered in those main decisions, but not in literal sense they are considered. So this is also one more point. And also teachers teachers are not very well paid in our country if you will compare it with the countries,
Just
you
from
know.
the money issue as
And
well.
that is
The
a huge
scale is
factor
That's
for
because of the
motivation, to
space
be very
like
honest.
this.
exactly. That's where you lose the, you know, entire motivation that if I'll go in a private job in whichever field, I'll be earning way more than when I'll be becoming a teacher, and even the increments and all those things. So teaching aspects needs to be also, you know, worked at, correct? So at every level, at government level, at teachers level, at students level, things need to be changed. And as Devika ma'am said that, you know, the digital thing that has come, no, the international she spoke about, but even I would like to, you know, discuss a bit about, just know your viewpoints, because you people are studying psychology, that will digital, if we, let's say, keep schooling always like this is going, what impacts will it have from a psychology perspective on the students?
To be very honest, if it is at this level, masters, it's still fine because you've gone through the whole process. But if it's at the
Perfect.
school level, then the kid will not ever learn to socialize. Then it'll entirely be like a screen presence, which is, to be very honest, according to me, not. It does not completely help you holistically. You need to grow. You need to go out there. You need to get not bullied a bit, but yeah, you need to go through certain hard circumstances. Online, I don't think is the way to go forever. I mean, it is going to be the way forever, but I
Life
think
needs
that
to happen to you then.
yeah,
Yeah, yes, definitely. Because when we are at the growing age, the school students, you all must have been observing around yourself how much students are attentive, or, you know, the examination pad system that has came up. That itself is having many loopholes in this digital era. So even if we continue digital learning, we have to combine it very aptly with the physical classes as well. Otherwise, the development will be hindered of the students.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Right. Yeah. Anybody else having any other viewpoints, or would you know like to discuss any other thing as far as education in India is concerned? I would love to know your experience till now studying psychology with 3G, because I have been closely looking at, you know, all the aspects that 3G is trying to bring, and they are definitely, I'm sure they will be pioneering in the futuristic psychologists, you know, producing futuristic psychologists, because they are not just teaching you traditional psychology, they are also making sure that you have all the technical skills and the case studies. They are giving you real life exposure. So how has been your experience, because you're also into education, we are talking about education here?
Yes, very enlightening. Every day I'm learning something, especially studying after so many years online. It's like every day I'm learning a new button. Okay, this is this function I can use. So it's especially working with all the young students here. I'm sure I'll learn so much more. So I'm excited, and let's see. And I just request my
That's
professors to have a
great.
little more patience.
Yeah. That's nice. More experiences I would want. More people should come up and speak.
I
And
think that
yeah. Go ahead. I'll ask my next
I think
question
that
then.
it's a MA psychology program, but it's just been 3 days, by the way. But we've already learned about LinkedIn, we've already learned about Instagram, which is not even supposed to be, it's not traditionally taught to us. But then
Yes.
the kind of course and the curriculum we're following, it's holistic, even 360 degree, they're trying to kind of get you out there. So I think online, this is like the best possible, and they're giving it to us. And it's just been 3 days, but yeah, it is super, super.
Superb. Right. No, even if it has been just 3 days, right? You had been going through looking into the curriculum yourself from long. You must have made those decisions and all. And it is very clear that it's different, right? From the traditional psychology programs that we are seeing out there that are currently being run. And do you think that this program will also make you very much connected to today's generation? Like when people approach you, they won't be, having that hesitation that I'm going to a psychologist. We have a certain kind of mindset when going about psychologists, right? Do you think this program will be able to bring that difference in you and will give you that edge that
Yes,
you
ma'am,
will
like
be
if
stand out.
we will put ourselves out there in the world and the world can
Exactly.
see this, like it really creates an awareness and a safe space for telling for the illness and all the things, mental health.
So you
It really
people are
creates
going to be the psychologist which you might have needed at one time. That's what I'm,
maybe,
that's the
maybe,
That's
right.
maybe.
yes,
That's
definitely.
so true. Definitely. So, okay, I won't ask much questions. Just last question. From whatever I know, you have just not even started with it. It's just 3 days. But even as I said, even making the decision to enter something is a big decision. What that element we can pick from your people curriculum, as we have been talking about that, we can pick the elements and nuances from, okay, this is good about state boards, as ma'am said, Devika ma'am, that, we had some responsibility, we had some more interactions, so that was a bit of a burden is good. And from international we said that flexibility is good. What is that one or two elements we can pick from your curriculum, from 3G's curriculum?
The practical knowledge, ma'am,
The practical knowledge. Great.
Overall, like they just, I think by the end of it, you'll be like an entire all-rounded product, it won't be just like one.
Development.
Oh,
Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
The
Great,
selection
great.
process,
So practical, holistic. Yeah.
the selection process they took us, like I had applied for multiple universities, but they were like, just write exam, come sit for 5-minute interview and come in. But they had asked me for my presentation and interview and resume, video resume, which made me think about really are they required, or I had done something new which I didn't do before. So they are, even the selection process should be different to get into a school.
Yes.
College.
Yeah, I
So
agree with Krishna. I think that was one very big factor. I mean, they kind of they put you in this position where you have to. They would never ask us about our grades, if they're good or they're bad, but they actually kind of found out about the kind of person we are or what kind of capabilities we hold. So this is I applied to multiple places, but this I don't know, the selection process itself was something hatke. So that's I don't know. That was one of.
You earned this spot, I think. I think it was, yeah.
Yes. No, I clearly remember having this conversation when Irfana was telling me about coming up with this program. And even at that moment, she was very clear that the students are going to be handpicked and it will not be simply based on grades. It is going to be it's going to be a multi-dimensional selection process. And as you all correctly mentioned, that even this is something which we can pick up, because most of the, whether you say entrance exams or whether if I have to go to the most reputed institutes, I have to, what it is, it's all academics. I need to prove myself in the entrance exams, and then they will see my board results. So it's purely academics. You're not getting to know me, correct? And here what 3G has done, as you all said, that this is more of what international universities do. When we do the application of study abroad for students, we make sure that the students are showing all the aspects of their personality and they choose it likewise. So it's great. So from 3G we can also pick up some things which we can suggest. Yeah. So lastly, what I would like to say is, if you will see the difference, or one of the other things which needs to be highlighted, which needs to be looked into, is in any curriculum, in any, whether it's state board, whether it's international board, one thing that needs to be in what we can say suggested is this kind of interactive approach, right? As I came here, Irfana told, I asked about protocol. She said there is no protocol. There are at some institutes where they have certain kind of, okay, you only selected people will get to speak up, right? They have those restrictions, or maybe no interaction at all. When we are asking questions, that is when you're thinking. So critical thinking, decision making, all these things are also main components which we also need to build in ourselves. And also we also need to guide the students, they are the future of the country, you know, to have that aspect. So where international board, that is one thing about international boards which I would say that, you know, that is good about them, the assessment parts they do. Okay, their questions won't be as straightforward as a CBSE or state board. I have been, if let's say the example of English, if I have been given a paragraph and I have been asked certain questions and I need to answer those questions. So in state or, you know, government boards, the questions are usually straightforward. They just will look at the paragraph and they will answer it. But when it comes to international boards, they make them think. And that is where the major difference comes in, I believe, because once you start thinking, you start developing a perspective. That is the most important thing which we need to be. If there is any takeaway you guys can take from today's session is that, first of all, even you should focus on, you know, having thinking, developing a perspective, having my own say, having my own point of views. And that is what we need to be building in our students also, because once they start thinking themselves, they developing perspectives, they will grow. They will know what I'm lacking, what not, and what I need to do, what I need to not do. So we will
outside the box. Yeah, they need to be encouraged to think outside the box, basically.
Yes, outside the box, outside the syllabus, right? We can start those conversations with them. We can take their views. That's the best thing which I, you know, do whenever I'm doing counseling sessions. And you won't believe, today's generation, they are very smart. Touch wood, no, irrespective of the boards, they just need to be asked. I believe most of the time, they are not asked. They are just being told, this is the curriculum you have to follow. If you really ask them, they can come up with real good solutions. And another thing that we need to do is we need to inculcate leadership qualities in them. Now they have opinions, but they lack that, you know, they lack that courage and all those things. So that is what, and I think we can hope for, you know, more institutes coming up like 3G and more organization taking such steps where holistic development is, you know, kept the main priority. So we can have a good hope for education system in India, for sure. So yeah, thank you so much for all the interaction. Thank you, Irfana, for calling me. Definitely thank you, 3G. And you were a lovely audience. It would have been very boring. It could have been very theoretical session if the interaction was not there, if I didn't get your viewpoints. And I have to honestly say, you people were the right audience to talk about something education. I personally believe that psychology is greatly important, because even I'll just share one more personal experience. The whole past year, I am a counselor, career counselor. I'm not into psychology aspect much, but the students have gone through so much. They have, because of this digital, apart from, you know, the people who have done graduation, okay, they are mature enough, but the students, the board level, the cancellation of boards, and, you know, the constant changing of everything, they haven't been able to cope up with it. It's really taking a lot of toll in their, you know, inside their minds, and they don't even know whom should we approach to, right? So I have really understood. I keep suggesting that, you know, go and speak to a psychologist, but somewhere they feel like, why is ma'am telling me to go and speak to a psychologist? Do I have like a serious issue, right? We also need to tell them that even for a general conversation, just for opening up, you can go to a psychologist, right? And that will happen, I think, when people like you, we will have more psychologists like you all, because they will be able to relate a lot with you all. The traditional psychologists, like, they are only psychologists and they cannot connect to the audience. With you, because you will be having a lot of digital exposure, you will be being an extrovert personality also. So I'm having high hopes with, and lots of wishes for your journey ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a wonderful session. It was very enlightening. And
Because of you. you all were a very nice audience.
Thank you, ma'am.
can we pose for a photo?
Yeah, Anupama, we'll just take a group photo. And also, thank you for joining in and making it very interactive. You equally listen to everyone's thoughts, opinions, and then give your own idea also. And one thing even with this program, we are really looking forward to having a feedback-based model, because I think that's what lacks in the end of the day. Whichever institution you go to, even whatever curriculum they have, if let's say a student doesn't like a certain model or it's not working with them, they're not ready to listen, or take feedbacks or take any sort of criticism. So here we want to listen to the students and check how do they want things to be, which is their model of learning. And then I think this is what Nishita also would have mentioned with the personalized approach. So we take such a small group, so we know everyone in every angle. I know everyone's parents by now. I know Devika's husband, Supriya ma'am's daughter, right? So they are a part of their life, and I have to have a good relation with them because they are supporting them. I don't have a connection with their family members. So we are trying different things here, and this is our first batch, Anupama. I know you would have been seeing us doing this, promotion of this batch since a very long time. We took around, I think, 6 to 8 months to pick the students.
I was there with you from the time of planning. I remember those talks with you where you were, literally, she was so focused from so much time. She was like, Anupama, I am doing this for the first time. I need to get it correct. And she has literally put in a lot of efforts, I know. And Irfana, the feedback point which you made, it's very apt. Yesterday itself, I had a session. It was a collaborative session. It was on quality management in education. So if I will go through the points, in that, feedback is a very, very important pointer. Students' feedback, as you very aptly mentioned. So if I would have been the quality manager of your institute, would have given you 10 on 10 in all the aspects. I just recollected of yesterday's session. So in quality management in education, feedback is a huge role. And as you said, many institutes lack there. First of all, there is no reaching only, like the people who are making the curriculum, the trustee level, they are not approachable itself. That itself is a big gap, which is there in many institutes.
Correct, yeah. So anyway,
great work.
Good. I guess I'm hoping, the students that we are building is the change makers in the society. Nothing less, the huge expectations on each one of the people here. That is that. And here, the program is pretty strict. We'll make sure they're doing everything. So it's not someone comes and then they take lecture and the student doesn't learn. No, everyone has to do everything. And they have to be out there in the public. They can't be hiding. They will be taking session, hosting things, doing events, face value. I think Anupama has just taken a course on what was it exactly, I forgot, image. What is image consulting, no?
Image and soft skills, yeah.
Correct. So it's that important to be out there. Yeah. So we'll just have a photo, and so that we can later use it on our social media handles. Can you log out of the other Zoom? I think one person is missing and I'm not able to remember who it is.
I'm Supriya.
Yeah. Where did she go?
Yeah, ma'am.
I think she's traveling. Yeah. Okay, cool.
We'll Photoshop everybody.
Yeah. So I'll just 1, 2, 3 and we can have it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Can you put love for your... Hey, that's a good thing. Can you all put some emoticon? Then it will be fun. Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Irfan, you didn't put anything. Okay, fine. So thank you so much, Anupama. I'll share your details with all of them if later they want to get in touch with you, so they can.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me here, and all the luck to all the students.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Your presentation tomorrow. No pressure. Bye.